Okay, hello there, I'm Dennis. Welcome to the channel. And I finally did it. I finally installed Debian. And I got Debian 11 Bullseye installed on this machine right here. It's a Precision T3500. The uname we're running a 510 kernel. It's Bullseye. And we'll come back to this when we get to our testing, or my notes, I guess. Let me close out of this stuff. Alright, I guess the first thing we need to go through is the installation. So it's using, I downloaded what they call the hybrid ISO, which includes the Calamaris installer. To me, this is the way to go. It almost without fail, this system right here. So when I pulled the installer over here, the icon, and I double clicked it, first thing you're going to do is select your language. Then you're going to select your time zone by country and time zone. Here, we're going to select our default keyboard. Next step, we're going to do manual partitioning. And this is how I set it up with swap, root, and home. One thing you want to make sure of, especially in a VirtualBox, I would think, and I'm not in a VirtualBox here, this was the actual install on this machine. And make sure that the hard drive on a BIOS is correctly selected your hard drive right here for the bootloader. Otherwise, you might be in trouble. All right. Next card, you're going to be your username, your password, and elect whether you want to log in automatically. All right, here's it gives you a summary of everything it's going to do. Now the installation is on the way. This install started at 9:44 and is ended at 9:57, so 13 minutes from start to finish. From the time that I actually clicked install. Okay, that does it, I believe. There we go. This is Debian, their website. Why didn't it all just come up? If they got more than one instance open, that's what it is. Sorry. Here we go. So here's Debian.org, O-R-G, their home page. If you just want the Debian installer, just click right here. It says the Debian installer ISOs are hybrid images, which means it can be written to a USB or DVD and installed with the Calamaris installer. Right here, you can see it says unofficial installers with the non-free firmware and unofficial non-free images, including firmware packages. You can figure out how to check your ISO to make sure you got that right. Go back to their home page. So before I go any further here, let's go at my notes. This is Debian 11.4, the hybrid installer. It was 3.1 gigs. We're running the 1510 kernel. Some programs that's not going to be installed by default is Nomax, which is not available. OpenSSH server, in case you're interested in using SSH on your system. Inchi, and MPV, which is kind of a surprise. One thing that was installed by default with Featherpad, I'm assuming, was the unspelled dictionaries. That's pretty slick. Usually I have to manually download and install those. Here's a quick list of some programs that I use and were installed, and all of these were available in their repositories, Debian repositories. Okay, so if you know me, you know I don't like Kdenlive, the usually the regular repository version. I use the Flatpak version. And Flatpak is easy to install. You can just sudo apt install Flatpak, or you can open up the Synaptic Package Manager. I'm not going to do that. Install Flatpak there. Once you do that, it's not enabled, so to enable it, you'll have to run this command. I'll put it in the description. There's no larger or greater than chevrons there, so I can paste that into the description. Personally, Nomax was available, by the way, and I said it wasn't available here, but it is available as a Flatpak if you prefer Nomax. Kdenlive and NixWriter, and I got I got the Nix Rider, G-Parted, and balena-etcher installed. I'm set up. So my next mission was to get VirtualBox installed, and I got that right here. This is the Debian.org VirtualBox installing VirtualBox. If you'll follow this, one of these, I think it's this one right here, no, where it's talking about the fast track. It says add the fast track repository by following the instructions at there. If you open it up, here will be the fast track. You just basically install that fast track archive keyring, then add the mirror to your sources list. Sources list is pretty important. You're going to be using that quite a bit, probably at least until you get everything set up. Sort of like the rc.conf file, but not quite. It's a mirror list. Okay, and then Flathub, that's easy enough to get. You just, once you install that, you go to flathub.org, the home page, and for instance, let's see, Caden Live. Oh, no, it's already there. I just came here, clicked on that. If you go down to the bottom of that page, it'll show you the actual command to run. So let me minimize that, go back to my notes, got that done. I got VirtualBox installed, following the instructions that were right there on their Debian page. Also got the, let me open that up real quick. Nothing's real quick. This, we also have both extension packs. Oops, scared me for a second. VirtualBox extension pack and the VNC. Nice, and this is not the oldest or an older version, I don't believe. I believe it's the same one I have on my Arch. Installation 6134. This is revision 156.36. Now I don't know about that. That doesn't quite sound right for on another instance. Anyway, so that was fairly easy to get up and get rolling. I had to add this was a list of some for the contrib and non-free components. If you wanted to use those, you can add these here to the app sources.list file. Those are some more mirrors for backports, contrib, and non-free and main. Okay, once you install, if you decide to install those, up until that point, you won't be able to get the MS fonts. And again, if you watch my channel, you know I like the MS Core fonts, Times New Roman in particular, and Comic Sans. And also, that way, once you do that, the Ubuntu font family will also be available to you. You can do that through Synaptic, or you can actually use the sudo apt. Here's the command. The -y is for yes or no confirm. I just copied that over. I don't use that. I like to say yes. OpenSSH is not installed by default, but is available. You can install it. OpenSSH-server. Let's look at the status here. I did start it and used it too. See, it's inactive. It is installed. I did install it to actually, now I'm going to bring VirtualBox back up, to install the Arch BIOS here, SSH'd into this using a bridge connection, and then I stopped the service. So that works just fine. I just got lost in the Debian world trying to figure out the specific commands that I look for to find concerning packages. Like in Pacman, I can run a command and get only the packages that I've installed explicitly. Here, I got lost trying to find those commands, and during my exploration, I did find a very good command. Let's see, that's the history. Here it is right here. To create a list, and I've done this, and I know it creates one. Now you can name this anything you want to, as long as it ends in a .txt. I think that might I think you have to have it as a .txt for it to work here. I'm not sure, but that's what I would do. Name it anything you want to. Make you up a package list for backup. Keep it somewhere else. If something ever happens and you have to reinstall and you want every package you had, here's the list. Here's the install reverse for that. Sudo xargs-a packages_list.txt. Now that was whatever you name it here. Apt install, and it'll run through that list allegedly, in theory, and install everything that was on that list. So you could actually be one up on a new installation if you had to. Like I said, there's all kind of commands as far as finding out what packages you have. Let's see how many packages I have, probably not counting Flatpaks. Do something right there. Oh, I included the whole line. I'm sorry. Cut. So I got 2,691 packages installed. But you can see the same thing with Neopets. That's what I say, I've got completely lost. Package management. You can use a Synaptic Graphical Package Manager, somewhat Graphical Package Manager, or you can use a apt install, apt install, and you can use backports, other mirrors to get the programs that you want. I did not have MPV by default, so I installed it by sudo apt install MPV, and then I was able to play. Let's just pick one. All right, that was awful loud. So anyway, you got MPV player, you'll need to install it. Here is I'll make sure again this link gets in the description below. The website to tell you how to get balena-etcher installed if you so choose to use balena-etcher. Now I use a combination of graphical image writers, and I occasionally do use the DD command, but as far as I'm concerned, Graphical's got it. All right, I think that's it on my notes and everything. I did, when I first booted up, and I should have had this open. I'm sorry. Where is it at here? I thought I had it there. Here. Uh-oh, now it's going to pick something weird to open it with. No, it opened it with no max. I took this screenshot when I first booted into my machine, and it was running 618 megabytes of RAM. That's not too bad at all. I'm trying to click on the... And so I need to do the little test, and we'll go on with that, and that'll cover it for this video. I tell you, that Debian is they earned the name when they call it stable. It's Debian stable. One thing, let me bring up Audacity. I shouldn't do this. You get Audacity 242, which is an older version, but it works. And in case it may not have the function that you want in a system, let's see, one of these is small. 262. That's just a picture. I don't know that there's actual audio on that. I think there is. Yeah, probably. Anyway, I just want to show that the line does function. Progress line, marker line. Please, somebody tell me what that line's called. This line right here. See it tracking? See it's tracking? So Audacity works great. As far as I'm concerned, that's the best. So that's going to do it for this video. Part 1. Next part, I'll be doing the test of what the system resource uses, the kernel, whether it picks up my game controllers, etc., Linus, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. Peace out. I'm enjoying Debian. Catch you on another video. Bye.